Alright, still getting used to the setup, so just be aware with me here, guys. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live here on the show here, as we are here live in Virginia International Raceway here with PTM Racing TV Showcase, the Porche Cup Challenge here. The challenge of the showcase with the world racing against each other. And I'm not going to lie already, I've got a lot, and I mean a lot, that I am currently going to be either missing or I don't fully have in my containment here, so just be aware I will probably mess up names a lot worse than usual, and I'll mess up on who is where on the driver's list and the lineup and on the lead. So just kind of bear with me here, guys, and help and kind of work with me here, Lee. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be a lot of stuff I'm going to be kind of jumping back and forth on. So help me out here, and I'll help you guys out. So, and also I know this is not our usual display and our usual stuff we got. So just kind of hang in there. That's all I can tell you. So. As we see our drivers kind of rolling off the track here, McLeod there, and the number 115 here kind of rolling his way around the track. A little bit of issues as well with his, looks like connections are servo to the end, so we'll be kind of moving around from him. Qualifying with only 2 minutes left on the clock here right at the moment. This field of drivers here, we've got well over 20 drivers in the track and on the showcase today. This is without a doubt going to be a very tight road and a very tough ordeal for many of them, as they're going to be really looking to try to build up power, build up a run, and build up a speed here throughout today and throughout the speed course. It's going to obviously be a test of patience and skill on so many levels and so many frontiers that really you'll see more often than not drivers making simple mistakes on corners that may be, to us, a little easier to go around. But with these United States road courses here, man, I think they may have a little bit of a flagrance or a little bit of a control issue when it comes to getting these drivers to calm down a bit. So that's the thing I kind of like about it, though, is it forces them to learn quick and adapt well. European style racing, though, is starting to kind of catch up to us, so it's only a matter of time before it really kind of hits both of us in the face. With that said, though, Virginia International Raceway, very turny course, very tight track, and a tough corner off to race with. As you see, our number 1 seeded now, number 60, Philip Hammer, back as always in that top spot. You just can't keep him down no matter what you do. Daniel J. Thomas there, also in the running here in the number 160 today. He's looking to try to build up a little bit of that drive off and the control. Jordan Strudwick in the same boat as Spencer Marsh just gets himself right into the top spots here in the top 2. He's going to be another one to watch out for in this one. We'll see how he handles the winding roads and the winding corners and everything in between. So this Porche Cup Challenge race week has been presented in part by our friends at the Motor Racing Checklist, so be sure to visit them up at themotorracingchecklist.com. Big thank you to them. And as always, to our fans and friends that come on down to our shows, come on to our track. Even when we're on vacation, we still are doing this crazy thing we call racing. We love it. We cannot get enough of it, and honestly, we just can't stop. So that's just part of the deal. We only take so much vacation time before we have to get back behind the wheel, or we get back behind the old announcer's booth. So it never ends, it never stops, and that's why we keep doing what we do here on PTM Racing TV. Only 10 seconds to lead, and 5 seconds now for the drivers. Time has come to see what these drivers will do and what they'll bring to the table in this long, long race bracket today. $15 laps to the distance here for our go. And our starting lineup right now getting prepared up. The number 60 of Philip Hammer will be the number 1 seeded here. So he'll be the one to get us onto the track and onto the circuit here a little bit. As the field now waits for their initial start. This is their first sprint race of the day here, or the heat if you will. They do one and then they'll go into another. And then we will invert, or do a random draw if you will. Sometimes they call it the pill draw. They will put every other driver in a different scenario, different situation. From there, we let it rip, let them loose, and see who's going to be the one taking it on home. The field now getting ready to go up onto the circuit. Looks like we're just about ready to race it out. Philip Hammer and all the other gangs, the other drivers right now, going to get prepared up onto the circuit here. Looking on at this long, long road and this power-based speed they're about to bring to the table, it is now time to let them loose and let them rip it around here in Virginia. Ignition's fired and everything ready to roll it down on the circuit here, ladies and gentlemen. It's go time here in Virginia. Yeah, we're going to get a good start right out of the gate on Spencer Marsh. Marsh immediately looking to try to roll him down through the corners here, bracketing him up there, the 97. They're rolling between. That is Florian Capel right now, right in the mix, trying to hang in there a little bit. Bjorn Ritter got a long way to go to travel from the back there, and he'll have some serious headaches to deal with. Corey Lazarus, the 85 machine. Watch out for him if he gets it figured out around here. He'll certainly give you a lot of headaches and a lot of tough times on this track. But I think the guy everyone wants to take down is obviously that big boy in the number 60, Philip Hammer. Going to be one tough ordeal to work around. Daniel J. Thomas, though, looking to stick it right in between there, looking to kind of keep up with them as he continues early on through the circuit. 15-minute marker there on the clock here. This is how long they'll be able to roll through. It takes about 15 laps to get around this track. Hammer with the lead still kind of patrolling through. Spencer Marsh, Daniel J. Thomas also in the mix there. Back behind him though, a lone little driver kind of mixing in between, still hanging up with the field. Hasn't lost out just yet. That is, it looks like, the number 97 there of Capel. So it looks like Florian Capel is just doing what he can right now to kind of stay out of trouble and stay somewhat relatively in the position. 686 there, moving his way in position. Django Val, probably saying that last name wrong, but Django right now holding up a little bit, keeping his end of the bargain, trying to build up a little bit of momentum onto that 992. There's Danny Hugendorn. Hugendorn right now a little bit on the speedy side, a little bit more on the tactics, so just kind of lay low and let it set in. A lot of these drivers not going to have too many passing opportunities in this kind of racing ordeal. This is going to be more about just patience, perseverance, and timing more than anything else. You're not going to see a lot of big passes, a lot of big move-offs here. You're going to see a lot more of just kind of rolling through the corners, rolling through the speeds, and then when you find a nice angle to kind of work off from, then you can overtake and take control. But really, you only get so many chances at that and so many opportunities to get it done here. Philip Hammer still your race leader here. Spencer Marsh trying to stay with him though, and Marsh again, he's no slouch in these races. He knows what it takes to have to fight, what it takes to have to drive, and even then it can only do you so much good and only go for so long before even you realize you put too much on the limit and too much on the table. Back in the mix here in the back of the pack right now, looking on at the number 164. That is being manned today by Jory Steinmetz. And when we get to the feature as well, I'll name off all the drivers there in this this go around here, this race. There's one name I'll probably butcher in there, which is Byron's name, so I apologize in advance there for him. Didn't quite have time to read over everybody's name because I don't have a live timing sheet. All I got is literally what you see on your screen here, which is in simracingapps.com, bordered up overlay. And you know, the funny thing is, that's literally what we all started with. When you think about PTM TV, that's where we began our journey. We only had this, and I didn't even have the camera system they gave us. I was just using through my keyboard and my mouse, and just trying my best to hide everything else from it. Now all of a sudden, look at us. We've actually upgraded so much, and it's become so much easier as a broadcaster to figure it out. Speaking of figuring it out, Corey Lazarus right now seems to be kind of figuring out a way or two to kind of maneuver through the track here. He's got the number 100 there of Jordan Strudwick right in his sights. And Strudwick No slouch and no competitor that doesn't know how to kind of roll it through with these guys. He's trying to hang in there. He's trying to build up all the momentum he can, try to stay one step ahead of the field. Easier said than done, though, especially when you're having to maneuver through and kind of power off so many of these corners and so much of these lanes here. It really starts to kind of push and pound your way in a few times. It really makes you have to look closely at where you're heading your maneuvers through. Move off coming down from the straight into the grassy plains. It looks like Lazarus had enough of that 100 there, and he's trying to pass him on the right side. Got him up, and he gets it clipped there between the turn. Lazarus gives the Strudwick the old bump and run. Strudwick trying to defend him off, trying to block him down there. That was not a smart move in Lazarus's mind. And not only did he give him the old toe and tap and see you later, he just gave him the old bump and run it out of here, and I'm gone. See you and good night from here. Not exactly what I think Strudwick's going to be happy about, though. I think he's going to be having a few words for that one. That's definitely not something you usually see in that kind of lane, that kind of predicament. But again, the aggressive nature of these guys, it's just completely astounding and how much more they're getting more and more of it here. I got the 911 right now. Emil Koopmans right now looking in. Emil Koopmans, again, one of the tougher drivers, top 5 material all day. But he's definitely one of those guys that, in my opinion, hasn't quite necessarily lived up to that hype, that reputation he's kind of put on himself. He's trying to get it figured out today as we go back on board here with Daniel Thomas. Got passed up there, looks like, by the number 34, Spencer Marsh there, and pretty much from there kind of left him alone. Byron DiBello right now, currently in the pits. Looks like he wasn't able to get out on the track today. You see Florian Capel right now actually ahead there, Daniel J. Thomas. That was what I was trying to figure out was the number on that one. That is the 97, yes. Florian. Having a good little swing at it, having a good little pace or two. Keeps his drive up and keeps his momentum on the corners here. Trying to uphold the speed, trying to uphold the drive off into these straights and into these turns, these sweeping, winding roads and these corner off exits, man. I tell you, I drove them, and you just cannot slow down. You've got to keep your throttle up, keep the speed up. You're feeling like you're getting it easier in the corners. You need to get back on that throttle quickly because you're taking it way too easy down there. There's a reason why Philip Hammer is really a full second and 2/10 ahead of this entire field. These tires just do not like to burn up too much, and they don't like to give out too quickly. But what happens is that burn of the brakes and that burn off on the car itself, over time, those rotors get so hot, it just kind of wears in quicker, so braking becomes even more difficult. The tires do tear up a little bit more, and they then become more of a tire wear issue. But that's only after so much of the hard racing aspect of it, harder off the battles. Marsh trying to stay with him there, and again, more of a, not a really drafty kind of track here. Again, more of not like a NASCAR ended track. Of course, this place though is very well known as a track that many road course drivers and them had to actually figure out where they were going to go from, or they were going to kind of figure out from there. So this was kind of more of a way to get back to them more than anything. Well, the number 38 down there behind Strudwick there, that is being piloted by Justin Delano. And Justin Delano, I believe, I may say Delano, but Justin Delano, I believe that's how you're going to say it. If not, then feel free to correct me. But Delano, looks like the number 38 kind of trying to get a little bit more speed up there to Strudwick after his little incident he suffered earlier. Delano looking to try and be a bit of a vulture, as I believe that's what the side of the car there says, and literally scap up the scavages there that he was left on that 100 car. 6 minutes left on the clock as well here. Time evaporating and time slowly starting to dissipate. Remember, we do have a whole half-hour race coming up after this one, and that will give these guys a lot to think about and a lot to deal with here. Also, big congratulations to McLean and his family coming up through the to the ends here. He's got a youngster on the way, so McLean, congratulations on that, and hope you're ready for him. Because trust me, I've dealt with a few youngsters right about now, and I've been needing a few more than just a couple diaper changes here or there. I think it's a couple of them. I think I probably needed more of like emotional support. So best of luck there, my good friend. Speed starting to deteriorate a little bit more off there. Looks like the 97 Florian Cabell right now trying to find anything lane-wise he can get on Spencer Marsh, but you can just see how hard you have got to drive the wheels through. You got to drive this car around. You're constantly, and I mean constantly, on that throttle. It's pushing every little bit you can, as much as you're literally just trying to hang in there throughout the corners and throughout the turns. So the turning sets is one thing, but the power and momentum is a completely different other. Back along the paces right now through the gaps. It is still Hammer a full second ahead. He is your race leader with only 4 minutes now left on the clock here. Spencer Marsh is trying to hang in there with him. Marsh probably right now feels like he's been in a gunfight without only a couple pair of knives to his name. He can block for so long, but it's only a matter of time before he can just get shot with one of those bullets hitting him directly. Not going to work in this case, and he knows he needs to start really charging up and really start building more power up if he wants to get him in this heat. Points on the line, obviously, and a lot at stake here for these guys and these drivers. They know what they need to do. Back to the track right now, currently looking on at our old friend Leon's down there. Lyons there, excuse me. Jason Lyons in the 718 machine. Good to see the old silver bullet back out. Lyons has been the best way I can put it with him is that he's been extremely conservative, but hasn't been like a full-on massacre of speed and drive in addition. And even Neil Killen's down there, the number 93 machine, he's been kind of quiet too. He's not been the most vocal or the most ramped up, especially vocality-wise. I think we maybe need that a little checked out there from last night. Whoa! And it looks like we're going to lose that number 76 down there, Seifert. Thorsten Seifert getting it way too aggressive down the corner there. Can't quite cut to an instant replay. I don't have the tech here like I do back at home. Seifert, I know what that number is, and I know who that was there on the corner. Slipped off. Looked like he overdrove it and sent it to the Shadow Realm. Not a place I would want to visit, nor would it be a place I want to even think about. And unfortunately, he found that out the hard way. Going right back down through the turns here. The number 992 of Danny Hogendorn. He is currently looking through the gap and the paces, trying to keep the number 12 behind him. Adam Schmidt obviously doesn't want to let anything cross his path or cross his way. Only thing he can think of is just focus in and carefully craft the Dragon. That silver Dragon of his has been pretty cool to see, and last time we saw it out there, obviously he was pretty much putting the wire and the speeds to the limit there. Tailing up the toes and tailing up the noses, and a little problem down there for that 992 there. Hogendorn unfortunately giving him time to breathe, and now lets him through. Look like Hogendorn may have overbrake there in that corner. And that car, oh yeah, he's got a problem. He's got a big problem right now. He's not getting any steering on the front of the nose. The rear end is kicking out where it needs to, but it's building up speed. But the front of the nose, without that, you're pretty much just driving a two-wheeler with nothing but a flat steering, and basically the steering of what you would do when you're trying to haul out some cargo. It's like trying to drive a forklift with literally a full capacitor engine and absolutely no steering. It's the best way I can play it. It can be done, but who in their right mind would even dare try even perform that to begin with? That is up to you guys to decide. But right now, Philip Hammer still your race leader here with only looks like one more lap needing to fully be completed with 50 seconds left on the clock here. Pretty much upholding and keeping his momentum high on regard and high on the speed. Looking to just lay one more down on the track here. Looks like this time on by. Yeah, he's pretty much got a good lock here right now, and he just needs to keep it speeding up and keep it driving in there. Florian Capel right behind Spencer Marsh now, looking to take a bit of a battle. Take it on the run and take it on the road and see which one can do the better of the other right now currently. Still anybody's guess between Capel and Marsh here, as both drivers still take it deep into the corners, deep on the roads. Rolling right through right now, Philip Hammer here trying to hang in there just a little bit longer. He knows he's pretty much got this one all but figured out. He just needs to put everything last minute to its place here. Easier said than done, and yet very hard to master and hard to degrade from. Hammer right now still keeping his line up to park. Florian trying to catch him. Not going to be quite enough time there, and that is going to all but end your stage here. The heat going to go till the number 60. Philip Hammer checkers are out, and Philip Hammer sets the bar high here in heat number 1. We're going to roll it right through down to the turns and down through the straights. It's a long, long road back to that finish line, I'll tell you that much. You could just hang in there a little bit. There you go. There's a straightaway. I have not been to Virginia International Raceway yet, so I apologize in advance. There it is. There's checkers out. Easy win, easy clean victory there for Philip Hammer. Pretty much just rolled everybody aside and put them all on that track and laid it down like it was nobody's business. Hammer obviously going to be extremely tough to beat out in the next go. So we're going kind of silent right now here as the drivers get ready for their little warm-up session here. We just want to make sure everybody is in proper working order and ready to roll it down on the track yet again here. Warm-up time beginning now here on the show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to see how the field scraps up the plates and scraps up the track right now. That's going to be a very tall order here for many of these guys. As we'll see Thomas get it out on the circuit here real quick. So it is feature time now here on the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to roll them out on the track here. And it looks like Corey Lazarus is going to catch himself a big break here out of the gate. Going to be in a very, very good spot out of the drive line here. Philip Hammer going to be a little bit further back than probably he wants to be again, but it seems like he's always gotten the short end of the stick here. We'll see how everyone does here right now as the field gets ready to roll them down on the track here. Looks like it'll be Lazarus, Django Vale, Miska Berger, and everyone else in between. So in the field today, Daniel J. Thomas is the number 160, the 34, Spencer Marsh, Corey Lazarus, the 85, the 911, Emil Koopmans, 100 is George Strudwick, the 97 is Florian Capel, the 76 is Dorson Seifert, the number 12, Adam Schmidt, the 686, Django Vale. As we get him rolling out on the track here, ready to roll it down to the green flag. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's get him going. Salvatore Garianto and the 210. The 38 is Justin Delano. The 93 is Neil Killen. The 115 is Michael McLeod. The 79 is Alexander Wilford. The 94 is the 941 is Bjorn Ritter. The 718 Jason Lyons. The 992 is Danny Hookendorn. The 164 Jory Steinmetz. 42 is Alexander Redhead. The 496, Kenny Eckert. 60 is Philip Hammer. The 5 is Mishka Berger. And then, of course, Bijon. The other one in the field left out on the track, of course, is our little friend there in Bijon, as he is going to roll it out and try to hang in there. Bijon Delabo. Debello, excuse me, not Delabo. Debello. And out of the gate already, you can just see how many drivers trying to mix it up and trying to bolster the way through. Mishka Berger in the top 5 already now. Corey Lazarus already a winner this season. I guarantee him more than anything that he's looking to try and take home another one. Rolling down through the field there is McLeod there now working together on Jordan Strudwick here, looking to try to roll it off the canes and roll it off the corners. Powering him right down there. 28 minutes left on the clock here. Early spot up there for Corey. The 76 of Thorsten Seifert there after that big mistake he made earlier, now having to go head to head. 118 of Lyons down there. Lyons trying to see if maybe he can keep himself relatively in control. Oh, that's not in control though. That is the 38 down there. Delano there unfortunately takes himself for the old 1-2 punch in the ride of his life. Not exactly what you want to see down there as Mishka Berger now dealing with the second place battle here, coming right up through. He's got company there, and that is the 911 Emil Koopmans, looking to try to finally end out and break through. A win today will certainly help him out with that. Corey Lazarus trying to keep him in place. A little bit of a bounce back there. Mishka Berger fighting quickly, fighting hard. Knows he's got run and he's got company coming up from the mixed end of it and from the far reaches of this track. That 160 back there, that is currently Daniel Thomas right now trying to move him right in place, right on spot on the left side. He is just running out of room down there. There's only so much room they give you. There's only so much time they'll let you have. Well, that certainly is the case here. Holy smokes. Popping it back around right now here. Again, if I do go quiet again, it's because I'm just currently just figuring out the camera system and working around everything else on here. There's a lot of stuff I'm currently dealing with here, guys. Running it back through. Lazarus is your leader. Emil Koopman's closely on his tail, though, trying to get a little bit of speed, a little bit of drive off. With 25 minutes on the clock here, it is only a matter of time before you start to really put yourself in contention for a lot of trouble, a lot of ordeals to work around. So much kind of takes its toll, so much of it kind of brings you to the ends of the atmosphere, to the ends of the track. Backing it in right now. Lazarus still leading it down here with Mishka right now still in the top 5 brackets, but behind him though, again, obviously got a little bit of company there. That's right now, is currently trying to stay one step ahead of him in that number 34, Spencer Marsh. Looking to get out of that 5 spot, looking to get himself into the 4 spot. Backed into the turn section here. No, I guess we forgot about a little driver by the name of Philip Hammer down there. Hammer probably not too pleased that you forgot all about him and forgot completely that he was still in this race, and he is now looking to try and travel up and try to speed it up a bit. And the driver's asking probably also why we don't have the names kind of rolling up or why we can't see who is who. I do apologize in advance. But I have made it pretty clear today that we did not have our usual tech around, so I'm going to currently work with what I've got for this one. I can promise you, though, on the 13th, we will be back to normal here. We will have all our racing set up and all our stuff locked and loaded to bring you only the best show we can here on Pizza Race TV. But for now, you're just going to have to kind of work my voice a little bit. Just treat it like more, it's like a radio show. You'll be okay. Mishka Berger here still hanging in the top 5 background there. Spencer Marsh moving into the 4th spot though. Philip Hammer in the 6th spot right now, trying to get to him there. A little bit off from the wedges and off from the distance. Emil Koopman's down there. Oh, he is slowly but surely starting to patrol closer and just a little bit closer to possibly taking down Corey Lazarus. Lazarus knew he was coming from him. Rolling it right back on around right now. Lazarus still your race leader here, just keeping his cool, keeping himself well under control. Knows that with 22 minutes on the clock, there is a lot, I mean a lot of laps he's going to have to clock in with if he can get it done today. He knows it. He's trying to perform it to the best of his abilities. Moving the field down from the edges here, back from the track side right now. Emil Koopman still looking to try to get up there to Lazarus. Had a few angles where it looked like he may have been trying to build up a little bit of speed, a little bit more drive off Daniel J. Thomas. Way back behind him still by about a good, well, 2 seconds almost. For at least Lazarus, about a second. And then plus there for Koopman's there. Emil looking carefully at his opportunity, his options here, and seeing what he can do with them. Unfortunately for him, that's not quite giving him much to go off of. Spencer Marsh now with company behind him. Battle for the 4th spot between him and Philip Hammer. And you surprised really Hammer's already been trying to clean house and kind of find his way around the track? I would certainly not think so. Nor would I really mind so, because that honestly is how most of these races go, is the extremely fast guys. They come out here, they try to charge, they try to hoop, they try to shove, they try to push, they try to run. And from there, it's all about who takes down the other. Spencer right now currently trying to uphold the speed, trying to corner it down quickly to keep Hammer back behind him a few steps ahead and trying to be 1 step in position. Neither driver has been laid out of here. No one has been given up just yet. The only thing they know they can do is just keep up the pace, keep up the distance. 18 minutes left on the clock. Those that are wondering about that stray kitty that was laying around here, don't worry. I think we safely got them to a little safer high ground than hearing the loud noises and all the scary stuff that was going through on there. Oh, and speaking of scary stuff down there, one of them going flying off the track there. Couldn't quite tell who that was by chance. I think, well, it wasn't Emil Koopman's down there. I'm trying to get a number on that one. Looks like we got him in trouble for the number 97, Florian Cabell, unfortunately, literally taken out of that one, too. I think that might have been the 00 there, Byron DeBello. Yeah, well, no, that wasn't him there. I don't know. I'm losing track of these numbers here, guys. I'm losing track of everyone out on the track. I think I may actually need to get looked at a little bit because I can't keep up with everybody. Michael McLeod there. Again, a lot of things on his plate and a lot of things on his mind right now. Trying to stay wise and stay smart. Looking to hang in there and try to burrow out the speed and try to give him what he's got and what it's worth. Right now, still somewhat relatively close to that game plan there with Jordan Strudwick also mixing it up a bit. Those two guys were pretty tight on their brackets, tight on their racing style and situations there, but it's been kind of a little lackluster for him since then. Corey Lazarus, though, well, basically it's been exciting for him to be up front because the only thing he can think about is what the heck is Emil Koopman's going to do when he gets to him. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of if and when. Because if you just think about it 1 little second, you lose track and time and focus on track, then all of a sudden you've pretty much lost out your hope in your race here. That's obviously what he does not want to deal with. That's not what he wants to see. Wants to keep the pressure on, keep the focus up, keep the momentum high as can be, and stabilize the car down as much as he can. Utilize it up as much as you possibly can do and try to hope for the best. We got another 15 minutes left on that clock. Emil right now looking on Daniel J. Thomas as well, man. Give him credit where credit is due. He's been pretty locked and loaded here in that 160 as we go on board with him. He's caught up quite a bit, to say the least. Well, on board there with Thomas. You can see how quick these guys just run through the grass and run through the plains there. The dirt, the grass kicking up so much and so high. Everything just gets to be really, really tough to kind of hang down and hang forth with. Mixing it up a bit there, Spencer Marsh and the number 60 there, Philip Hammer, already closing gaps down as well. Any wrong move from those race leaders, and well, let's just say you best know how to put 2 and 2 together, because you're going to have to be figuring out 2 and 2 rather quickly. Minutes left right now. Philip Hammer still holding down the track here, still holding himself up and accountable here. Back in the field still, Daniel Thomas trying to get there to Emil Koopmans. This is a wild little circuit there for anybody involved here. Spencer Marsh as well, probably just keeping his Muriel camp relatively clean, out of trouble and in the paces here. Knows that he's going to have to keep momentum a little bit further into the distance, a little further onto the drive side of things. Daniel J. Thomas right now keeping his paces up and keeping his momentum going with Emil Koopmans there in the 911. Trying to see if maybe Corey Lazarus will give him a break, give him a chance to kind of back him off down to the corners here. Everyone looking for those opportunities, looking for those chances to drive off from it. "12 minutes left on the clock. Time is slowly gravitating towards their field here. Kind of pacing it back a little bit right now. Looks like Hammer might be trying to make a bit of a move off here on Spencer Marsh there, right into right back. Top 5 battling quick here and battling hard. And 3 cars right now looking for the race lead. Lazarus right now currently dealing with Koopmans and Thomas. And if one thing goes wrong between those 3, then all of a sudden he's going to have to deal with Hammer and Marsh. And we already know Philip Hammer and Corey Lazarus. Let's just say those 2 have a bit of history between one another. What kind of history, you may be asking? Well, the kind that usually forces any driver to make any crazy moves or makes them just a little bit madder than most would be. Back and stacking up right now. Hammer here looking on as Marsh sees as well. It is absolute mayhem for that race lead. Lazarus does not want to give it up. Neither does Koopmans and Daniel J. Thomas. They simply will not leave these 2 out of their sights. They're trying to build any kind of momentum, any kind of drive off they can to get to the other driver. Pacing them up a little bit right now currently. It looks like maybe a slight advantage to the 85 there, as it looks like that 911 of Emil Koopmans maybe slowing up just a little bit entering those straightaways, but the turns is where he's building all that power back and making sure it's working up to his standards and up to his contention here. Koopmans, you can see the distance between him and Lazarus, as well as Thomas behind him. And then, of course, Marsh and Hammer there. All stretched in. Lap traffic just ahead. You see the little ripples, too. There's some hills up there and some bottom slangs here and some corners that really get you into some serious deals there and a lot of workarounds. And that's where you really find yourself trapped between a rock and a hard place when you're going through those kind of corners, those kind of entries and exits. Lazarus right now going to try to bolster its speed back up here and trying to get him squared up. Koopmans, though, he's right there with him. He's on that nose. 8 minutes and 30 seconds just laying in there and putting it up to par and up to pass. It's pretty close here. Lazarus, man, oh man, I gotta believe he is just looking carefully and more than ever before at what the heck he's gonna have to do when it comes down to it. Will he have to fight him and push him into the grass? Will he have to hold him off just a little bit more, or will he try to race him with the effortless addition of clean racing? It's only up to those drivers that dare try to go that line, to cross that boundary and think where it will go. Bouncing around and pouncing it down through those hills there, sliding through the corners, each corner just giving it that much more room and that much more time difficultly to find an opening to hit from. The straightaways too, man, they're not really elongated normal straights. They're more or less kind of curved straights, and that's even worse because you build up that momentum and that speed. Then you have to try to find a better way around it to hit that exact same line, that exact same corner, then try to turn it into the next set of turns. And all that momentum just flourishes so quickly. Again, with the way the wings are on these bad boys, they actually can kind of give you a little bit more downforce, a little bit more temperamental speed to work with, and allowing a draft to kind of settle in and subside, allowing for more power, more give. But that, at the same token, can mean you are pushing far beyond your outer limits. And more so the unfortunate nature of what it takes just to try to hold a car online, trying to stabilize it up. Bouncing away right now, number 60 here of Hammer. Again, your heat winner. Got the sprint race out of the way. Now with only 6 minutes left on the clock, he's just trying to hope for a bit of a chance or a bit of an opportunity to pounce it back ahead of these guys, but it's been so hard to make his move or his corner off on that number 34 of Spencer Marsh. If you're hearing that little dirt, that's not us. That's literally the tire rims hitting right on that little turtle there. Just imagine literally what it's like having to run on the old little bumpers and ridges you run on the highway, and you end up falling asleep. The next thing you know, you hear that. That's pretty much what that sound is, and that's pretty much what these guys are currently facing up against and trying to hold out from. Minutes left now, and now only the widths and the speeds and the drive can save you now in this one. And Koopman's giving up to Daniel J. Thomas now, the opening he was looking for. Corey Lazarus, though, half a second lead. Can he build off that? Koopman's gave him plenty of time to open it up, and then Thomas finally took control of it. But Koopman's as well, in my opinion, he had a lot of openings to just kind of nudge Lazarus around a little bit and get him out of the way. But we did see earlier that Lazarus doesn't exactly like being blocked or taken advantage of, and Strudwick found that out the hard way. The New Zealand driver for the Australian side as well with the blackout New Zealand Motorsports camp. He's looking to try and take home another victory and another one off the table, coming from down under to take a victory up top in the north, in the up southern hemisphere of the United States. I think it's more southeastern now that I think about it, but then again, you know, I was never very good with geography, so don't mind me, guys. The rest of the field at this point is pretty much just trying to hope and just kind of pray at this point. I don't think there's really much else they can do. I know there's a lot of them out there that are still trying to race hard, like Salvatore Gariento, Thorsten Seifert, Neil Killen, Jason Lyons, Alexander Wilford, and even, of course, that old number 12, Adam Schmidt we saw earlier, the big dragon, trying to let the beast out when he can. Trying to bowl him back into the speed and back into the sounds right now currently. Daniel J. Thomas here still hoping for a bit of a break, but it looks like Lazarus may have indeed put everything into the proper breadbasket here and now has completely taken control of this race. Minutes left on the clock right now here. It looks like Koopmans, Thomas, and Lazarus are going to be set as your top three guys, unless one of them makes a mistake. They're given plenty of time there to Spencer Marsh and Hammer, but again, they haven't really been able to make any jumps on him as well. Thomas catching a big break there when he did on Koopmans and allowing him to make a move off from him there. And since then, has been pretty much putting this up into the air and putting it to bed. See the 85 right now currently getting traveled up there quickly. Thomas now looking like this is pretty much desperation mode for him. He's now hit a larger lap pedal and now hit a larger amount of speed. He's going to travel on the left side, going to go for a crossover. Lazarus trying to block him there. Got a good block. 1 minute left on the clock. Time running out. This could be one of their final laps. They'll have at least one more lap to have to troll through. Oh, no! Thomas with trouble there through the turn. There goes the 160 off, and she's away. He overdrove it. He knew he had to do something there with Lazarus. He just ran out of time and oversends it. The corner just gets him better, and now Koopman's trying desperately to get to Lazarus before it's too little too late. What a tough break, though, with the number 160 of Daniel J. Thomas. Oh, undoubtedly, that was a very massive little mistake and a very tough little spot to be put into. Nothing could really even prepare for that, let alone just even think of what to do from that situation, that circumstance. Now they're just trying to hope and pray for another week there. They'll be able to get that car back to proper working order. Moving now into that spot, Spencer Marsh now moves into third. Hammer going to go into the fourth place here. Koopman's going to try, and I mean try whatever he can, but he's running out of it. It looks like this is going to be that last lap. Yeah, they're calling last lap on this one. That white flag is out, so that means it's going to be Lazarus and Koopman's going for one more road. What will it be? Blackout Motorsports or the Apex Missers? It's going to be a tough one. Koopman's trying, and I mean trying to get one little level out, trying to get the straightaway set. But it's too little too late down the straightaway here for this one. Corey Lazarus takes another one home. The 85 takes it back to victory lane. Wow, wow, wow. Lazarus credit where credit is due for him. He had to pretty much block, defend, and fight every single driver that even came here near him. From Koopmans to Thomas to even a little bit from Marsh earlier. And he knew he also had Hammer breathing down his throat there. So he knew he was going to be chilling whatever he could. What a fight, what a drive, and what a experience there for that number 85. A big congratulations to Corey Lazarus taking it home to victory lane. So Corey Lazarus going to be your race winner determined here in Virginia International Raceway, or the round of 7. Pops him into victory lane. A big, big spot there for him and his team. That's that 992 down there of Hugendorm. He was trying to imitate old Dale Earnhardt Sr. out there, I bet, from Riverside. Having a little fun going from the grass instead of the sand and just seeing what kind of track he could cut off from there. It was pretty cool. I'll give him that. So quite a win and quite a victory for that 85 of Lazarus team. Blackout Motorsports got to be thrilled with him now. 2 wins added to the season. A major scope and story for him and his team, and obviously knows what he needed to do there. But that kind of now situates us out now to what could be the last bit of this series and the last bit of this racing ordeal, which is how much longer will he be able to go and what will he do when the time comes to go further with it. We'll soon see you up, ladies and gentlemen. That is your coverage today here. A big thank you to everyone that tuned on into the show. Big congratulations there to Corey Lazarus. Was a little burnout celebration day down in Virginia. Fans and friends alike, it's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you guys next time when the green flag flies right here on PTM Racing TV.